Let's see, what is this one? Ace King. We've got a pre-flop action was raising, and then a bet, and then check call, and then check. Okay, interesting. Let's go ahead and review this one. Some good action to look at on a street-by-street basis. So let's do this here. Oh, whoops. Let me see. Before we get to the action right here, we got to fill out. Remember, you can get this sheet for yourself at splitsuit.com/templates. Looks like the MP. Yeah, ace king off in the MP. Open pot, and let's see what happens here. Slam it calls. 2 callers, great. Well, we're ranging ourselves in this hand, so the fact that we have 2 callers, it could. Oh, look at Slam It only has 83 cents behind. He's unimportant in this hand. Liskinich is the ones that, or is the one that we're definitely paying attention to here. So. Hey, nice flop. So first, before we get to the flop, what is my opening range in the MP? And 2 callers. Where are they at? Oh, with position. Great. So my pre-flop range, my opening range from the MP is... It's a mixture of these. It's kind of between the two. We'll just click the EP right now. I will often open in the MP, depending on who is left to act after me, right here as well. So we'll say this is about my range right here. It's only 214 combos, rather tight. But if you just look at the MP, you've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players to act after you. And I'm not really expecting many 3-bets, but I don't mind 3-bets with Ace King, of course. But let me see. No. Maybe some 3-bets from this big stack right here. No. So my range would be on the wider side of my MP range. But I feel that this is pretty good. I'm often folding Ace 10 off and King Jack and Queen Jack off here. So yeah, so I feel pretty confident about this range. This is my opening range, 214, 16.1. All right, so that's our range right there, and we hit a actually quite a decent flop of King 9 Deuce, Diamond Heart Spade on this. Oh, let's give our opponent. I mean, I don't know. He's overcalling here. Let's give him 6, 7 suited. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So on this flop right here, we actually hit the flop only 24.9% of the time on this kind of pretty dry board. Let's see, what if it were quite a bit more if it were a 2-tone board, because we have so many suited cards in our range. A 2-tone board would help us a little bit more, but it's a rainbow flop. 3-tone rainbow flop, whatever. So we don't hit it that hard, but of course our range doesn't hit it that hard, I should say. Our own hand, Ace King offsuit, hits us pretty darn hard. You know, we want to be betting for value even though we're out of position right now, for sure. So this is our range, and then I'm assuming we bet good. So what are we betting here? I'm betting my sets to get value. I'm expecting at this point, this guy's just going to get it in with anything here. Any kind of draw, any pair, even if he has a deuce 3 at this point, which he shouldn't because he called pre, but you know, he's a short stack, who cares? I'm assuming he can be doing a lot of calling as well. He has ultimate position. He's an aggressive player. He could raise us, of course, but he could also be doing a lot of calls with any pair. Maybe raising us with like top pair hands and stuff, but this is definitely worth a bet, and then worth a call if we do get raised. So we are betting our sets for sure, getting value. We don't have it, but we would. Betting our over pairs, betting our top pairs, pocket pair below top pair now. I would be betting these definitely because we can be getting called by nines. Any of these random pairs, any of these under pairs too. It's possible. One street getting called right here. Like let's say we did have pocket tens and we bet and we were able to get like an ace jack or an ace 8 to fold. That's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, they could catch an ace on us. We want to get value. So if they choose to continue, we might be able to get value out of those non-paired hands. But if they choose to give up their overcards, then great. They just don't hit anything on the turn and we scoop up the pot right now. So they're worth betting. Middle pairs, all those nines. What's his fold to c-bet? Don't have any fold to c-bet yet. He's inconsequential because of his stack, so we won't think about him. Yeah, no fold to c-bet. On this board, it is a pretty hard board to hit. You can see our tight range had a hard time hitting. What about on a wide caller's range? Now, we aren't going to range our opponent here, but let's say he's on a decently wide calling range. On a king, 9, deuce board, he only hits it 20% of the time. So wider ranges hit this kind of board even less. He should be folding a heck of a lot. His overcall equals super weakness. So let's say he did have 7-6. He should be folding in this point. We should be able to knock him out and just get it heads up with a short stack here. So I would say I'm betting my middle pairs. My weak pairs, I'm betting those as well. I think they're all worth betting because the wide ranges don't hit so hard. Ace highs are worth betting. One street at least. Yeah. Put those out there. No made hand. Actually, no, let's not do the ace highs. Let's include ace queen, ace jack, ace 3. Yeah, actually. The only ones, yeah, I would say so. All of those, I'm down with betting all of them in this instance because of the such a dry board right there. Any draws are just gut shots, really, or backdoor flush draws. So I'm not too worried. No made hand. Well, those are some gutters, so we'll include them in down here. Gut shots, 2-card backdoor flushes, yeah. So let's just say we're c-betting 100% of our range. We have a pretty narrow range. Might as well throw out that c-bet with just about everything here, because he should be folding a heck of a lot. So that's our betting range. What happens? He folds. Look at that, folding 83. He must have completely whiffed it. He had the 6-7 right now, I bet. And then we get a call. Okay, great. Turn comes the 5 of clubs. So this is our continuance range, 100%, 181 combos. You can see, of course, it's 100% of our previous range, but the combos dropped because these, of course, are blockers to whatever, to our combos here. Because there's a king on the board, we can't have as many ace kings and kings in our range. So that's why the combos drop right there. And as we get to the turn, whatever that turn card is, it'll drop our combos even more. Unless, let's say the turn was a deuce. Not that. Let's say the turn was a 3. If a 3 hits, we don't have any 3s in our range, so then it wouldn't drop our combos. But effectively, we have at least one of every card in our range because we have every pocket pair and all those aces. Let's see here now. Oh, the 5 of clubs comes. Great. At this point, the 5 of clubs doesn't help our range hardly at all. 27.1% of the time we have top pair better or an open and a straight draw. Gut shot, actually. We could have a gut shot here at 42% of the time now. But let's see what happens. We ended up getting called by the big stack right here. So we just check, and I'm checking here probably because to get him to bet at it. He's a loose aggressive guy, and if I bet, the 5 doesn't help his range at all. It doesn't complete any kind of draw, doesn't add to any kind of draws that he might have. What, a 7-8 or a 6-7, I guess? Oh, and he has 6-7 over here. A 6-7 picks up a gutter, but really it's just not much of a draw. I'm checking here because he's aggressive and I want him to bet. So my plan is probably to check call to get value out of the guy. Maybe even to check raise. So let's see here. Yeah, so I check and he bets a little under 2/3 pot. So, oh, and then do I check raise? I check call here. Okay. So what am I check calling on this board? I'm not check calling my sets. I think I'd be raising those. Over pairs? Aces? I would often bet the aces here. I don't think Actually, the aces and ace king are basically the same hand, top pair hand. Ace is a little bit better than ace king, but I think I would be probably betting the over pairs here. I like check calling the top pairs, even the pocket pair below top pair. I would be check calling here, definitely, just to try to entice the guy to bet. It's also kind of, yeah, pocket pair below top pair, and based on his bet sizing too. I think if he made a bigger bet sizing, bigger than roughly 2/3 pot, I might be check folding a pocket pair below top pair. But yeah, just less than 2/3 pot looks more bluffy than anything right there. Or trying to go for a cheap steal with like some kind of a pair too, wanting me to fold my overcards or something. Middle pairs, I don't think I'd be check calling. The 9, no, because right now he could be betting his own middle pairs. That's why I'd be calling the pocket pairs below top pair right there. Weak pairs, I wouldn't be check calling. I'd often be betting out with these weaker ones right here. I'd be betting out with my weaker stuff and with my stronger stuff to get value. Betting out with the weaker stuff to get him to fold. Betting out with the stronger stuff to get value. And then check calling to get value out of all the hands that are going to fold. Should I just bet out all those middle pair hands? Weak pair, check calling the gut shot. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I just picked up a gut shot, so want to try to see it cheaply on the river. Although I would sometimes bet at it too, but sometimes check call. Ace highs, I wouldn't be check calling, I'd be check folding all ace highs. Yep. Weak pairs, probably check folding those as well. Yeah, so I've effectively narrowed my range down quite a bit here. 41.8, 74%, or 74 hands. I'm check calling my not middle pair, my mid strength. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Cool. Now the river brings us a 7 of hearts. So the 7 of hearts, what? It only completes a 6-8, maybe 9-7 now has 2 pair out of his calling range. So the 7 does make a few stronger hands than the ace king right here, but I think I have a lock on this hand. I think the way I've played it, I think a bet could be in order to get value out of weaker kings, out of a lot of 9s. But he just now threw out a bet. It's probably best if I just check and then let him bet again, because I think it's possible. I bet and then check call. I obviously like my hand. The 7 doesn't really help me or help him. So I think the only way for me to get value out of him is to check, let him bet $7, roughly half pot, maybe even $10, roughly 2/3 pot, and then just call at that point, because I think he's folding a lot of hands that I currently beat right now. Random 9s, 10-9, Queen 9, Jack 9, that kind of stuff. Even maybe not the King Queens. Hello, I cannot read that Chinese, but thanks for following me, buddy. Or gal, thank you very much. Yeah, so I think I'm checking here just to get value out of the guy. I check, and then he checks behind. Let's see what he has. Actually, before we do that, my checking range, I think I would just check with all of it here at this point. Just make, oh, whoops, didn't put the card out, the 7 of hearts. I think I would just check here with everything, and the reason why is, like I said, I can't get value out of much. I don't think he's calling a whole lot on this board. It's possible he's calling a 9, but that would be getting 3 streets out of a second, 3 streets of value out of a second pair hand. It's doable, but pretty scary. Oh, cool. Thank you very much. Evolution. Oh, I see it right there. Nice. Thanks for joining, Evolution. Yeah, I really think that I'm not getting value out of anything. So I'm just checking here and then hoping he bets, and I'm check calling is the plan for sure. So 154 combos. Yep. Good. Checking them all there. So let's see what he ends up having. 78. Oh, so I was close on just putting him on a 6-7. But so he had a pair. Why was he calling? Okay, so he called the flop. That's what he did. That's what he did. He called the flop. I'll just type it in as I talk. Call flop 8 high with intention to steal when I check the turn. That's exactly what he did. And then he hit a pair with some showdown value, so he just checked because, you know, he was hoping to win the pot with third pair right there. Yeah, so that's what he played. So now that's a good note to make on my opponent for sure, knowing that he's capable of that. Yep. Loose aggressive players are often capable of it. They call you in position and they just wait for you to show weakness, and then they take it away on a future street. Good, good, good.